known in the industry for designing and manufacturing top quality, award-winning craft products. As with all craft projects, you need a good starting place, a great stamp, a top quality stencil, and in recent times we've developed the Groovy parchment art system so that your line art is perfect on parchment. Another exciting development to come from the marriage between parchment and our stamp company is the fabulous designer papers and now the designer parchment. There is nothing like it. Each Groovy plate is precision etched, and by simply getting in the groove with a stylus, you can easily transfer great designs onto parchment. Groovy is a modular system. The plates complement each other and work beautifully together. They are packed with elements and allow you to build your own original artwork. Whether you're a novice or a traditional parcher, you will love these plates. And for me personally, having beautiful line art is what motivated me to want to learn traditional parchment skills. So why not get in the groove with us here on Hochanda?
Hi, I'm Donna and this is my brother Simon and we're Pearly Winks Craft Supplies. We've been crafting since we were very young. My mum got us into crafting and we've been loving it ever since.
We have a good selection of inks. We started with our winks, which are just a water-based ink, and then went on to the pearls. We've added some chalks, we've got some glitter sprays, and then we've added some beautiful stamps to complement the inks.
We've got a fantastic design team who help us with all our designs for the stamps, and we've got a great range of inks which we manufacture ourselves here in the UK.
Our pearl sprays and our Pearly Winks are loaded with mica, so they give you amazing results on your projects.
We hope that our products bring you as much fun, creativity and inspiration as they do to us. We love all of our products and we hope you do too. So make sure you don't miss our shows on Hochanda.
Flexi order has arrived at Hochanda. What is Flexi order? When you place an item on Flexi Buy in your basket, you qualify for Flexi order, which means any other items you add to your basket will also be included in your Flexi Buy payments, so you can spread the cost over multiple monthly payments. After your first payment is made, your entire order will be dispatched. When you add at least £60 worth of any items to your shopping baskets, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flexi Order offer. This means you can spread the cost of your order over equal monthly Flexi Buy payments, offering you the extra flexibility when you shop with us. Flexi Order, making your shopping experience with Hochanda easier.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm a founder of Craftbox UK. Craftbox is a box full of craft supplies that we send to our customers monthly. All products are placed in a beautiful, sturdy box which is ribbon tied, and we hope that by receiving this box you will feel like it's Christmas every month. Make sure you don't miss the Craftbox shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Lou from Studio Light. Studio Light has been around for about 40 years now. They're based in the Netherlands. It's a family-run business with a great heritage. Over the 40 years, Studio Light have evolved. They listen to me, the demonstrator, and you, the customers, and really take our ideas on board. So make sure you don't miss the Studio Light shows on Hochanda.
Hello there and welcome to a brand new day here at Hochanda, and boy am I excited because as you saw there we have got our fabulous event going on. Now what does this mean? A Flextraverganza. Well, you may be aware of our Flexi baskets, which mean you can spread the cost of your goods that you've got in there. We are opening that up. Now usually it's a case of you have to spend £60 or more, but we've dropped it right the way down to simply a £5 for you to try out. Now all the details are on the website, but what it means is pretty much for anything that you're buying from Hochanda at the moment, during our event you can spread that cost, which means that you can get hold of all those goodies super speedily, just like the ones that we're going to be sharing with you in this hour. Now of course you can see I always say it right, KatzelKraft. Yep. That's right, Jo. KatzelKraft. I always seem to mix up the letters in the wrong order.
It's all right. It's understandable because A, you've been on your hollybobs.
I have indeed, yeah.
And it's your first morning back.
It is, yeah, and it's early.
And it's 7 o'clock and it's dark.
It is. It's a bit
What's
bizarre
all
to say
that
the
about?
least.
It's dark. It's the first morning that I've actually come in this year and it's been dark. But
Yeah,
anyway,
by the
by. And also, yes, it's obviously it's an unusual name.
And I love it because the name kind of fits the artwork.
Definitely does.
And we're talking a French company with regards to the kind of the originating elements with regards to these. The thing that strikes me are the quirky characters. I'm thinking kind of Edward Lear, I'm thinking Alice in Wonderland, all that quirkiness that we've seen in history brought up, bang up to modern day.
Yes, I think that is really, really a good way of describing it, actually. And what I love about KatzelKraft designs are that they're just so different. They are really, I used the word quirky yesterday when I put it onto Facebook and on Instagram to show a couple of samples. And I do think that they are the sort of stamps that we need at the moment, to be honest.
Oh, nice.
They're fun. They're great fun.
One thing I'm going to do, if I can, is I'm going to show
please.
everybody about this artwork. I think we're having a little bit of a problem with regards to your mic. So if
To
you
my
could have a little
microphone.
look, I don't know if we've got a wardrobe malfunction going on, but we're going to let Jo take care of that while I show you these little characters. We're already busy for these. And what you will notice with these is we have got some amazing stamps here with quirky characters. You're getting a lot for your money with regards to these ones. £13.99 being your price, and you've got choices. Now I will explain to you, when they do come to you, they are red rubber, so very traditional, and of course Jo will chat to us about how you get these prepared and ready for you to stamp up. That is a lot of personal preference with regards to these, which I'm sure Jo will cover with them, but you have got the quirkiest characters and a little bit of fun with these. I love these. I mean, this is an angry cat, isn't it? This is a cat ready to pounce, as you can see. Now they have got some French names, and my French pronunciation is not the best, so I do urge you to jump on the website and have a little look and check those out. So these are absolutely adorable. You can see I love these. I keep calling these angry pencils, but they could be shouting about anything. Let's face it, that's what words do, don't they? When we're writing words, they shout about all sorts. So you've got some really quirky characters in each one of these. Lots and lots of fun of these, and some kind of traditional style ones as well. So we've got some kind of the French influence with things like your postmarks. You can see here little scripted elements. Now this one is Le Chateau Ephemera. And that makes sense, doesn't it, with all those elements in there? So I like the look of that one. Absolutely beautiful. With all of these, to be honest, lots of quirkiness. And Jo, this is the key thing with these. They are something a little bit different, aren't they?
They are. What happens with KatzelKraft is people specific followers. They have lots and lots of people that are very familiar with the style, and it's grown and grown and grown. It's become quite a large community. I love the way that when I craft with them, and absolutely hand on heart, it doesn't matter what KatzelKraft, what Laura sends me with regards to stamps, I smile when I craft with them. And they're just very different, they're happy, they're fun, and like you say, the word of this show definitely is quirky. I think they're just something that you can do all sorts of things with. Of course, your mixed media, it shouts out for it, doesn't it?
don't know,
as well
I'm
as
looking
your
at this one, I'm
card
thinking
making.
Scott with this one.
Scott.
I think it's the long locks.
Well, I've got at 10, so I can just sort of like go like this, see what we think.
No, we've got an amazing...
But isn't this stunning?
This is brilliant. Of course, we're talking soft crafts here, which of course, dependent on the inks that you use in the way that you're working with, you can use them in a whole area of crafting. The design team, I have to say, a massive thank you to the design team. You have been so incredibly creative with your designs here. And we have got lots of names appearing at the bottom of the screen to say a massive thank you to you, because you guys have got hold of these stamps and you brought them to life. That's the key thing, isn't it?
That's right, and you can see them being used with lots of different surfaces that we bring you from That's Crafty. So of course what we haven't mentioned is, and I'm sure some of you know already, but just in case you don't, of course they are being distributed from the UK, so there is no weight for them.
Well, this is the thing,
so there's no weight for them
at all. And I mentioned at the beginning about them being from France, so normally you'd expect, like you say, to be a little bit of a delay with regards to that one.
Yeah, especially at the moment, obviously, because of a few problems that we're having in the world. So what you will notice as well, that we have got on the show some of the craft o'clock papers. So if you have been able to get these previously, we've also got some paper design rice papers, and they do go exceptionally well with the KatzelKraft stamps that we've got today. So do think about everything that you've got.
I'm showing you all these examples.
I know, I love this one.
Well, my producer Kim, bless her, she's trying her best with her best French accent to tell me these. And I'm not going to lie, you're not helping at all, love. You're not. But she did mention l'oiseau, and I believe that l'oiseau are birds, aren't they? So there's going to be something bird-related as well. So.
Yeah. So, there's the bandits, bandolets. We're going to call them bandits because we think that that's a great name for them. You can see this. I love this one. Look.
Wobble.
You've got to do a little wobble on there.
Love it.
It's great, isn't it?
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
love that little springiness that you've got with those. Very clever design, that. I like that one. I haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah. And you see the little shrines here, of course. These are from That's Crafty. These are perfect for these little projects, and limited edition.
Well,
I know if I sent our Carl that, I mean, he's 29, he's got a sixth sense view, it's brilliant. Right, he would love that. He would love this. Let's chat.
I love it. Now, we are incredibly busy for these. Some of the options, including the ones with the birds, we're looking at a quarter of the stock having gone with some of those. So, do make sure that if you are placing your order for these, you do it as soon as you possibly can. And as I say, I love the quirkiness of these characters. Many of us will have seen kind of modern day replication. I'm thinking of things like Nightmare Before Christmas and all those different kind of quirkiness that we see with so many different areas. I'm thinking like Jabberwocky, like Milligan. If you're into that kind of sense of humour and kind of the intrigue of that, I love this one.
I love. That's my favourite.
See,
the one on
that one, a bird's eye view.
Honestly, that is just fun. Look at that belly sticking out and the belly button. It's all in the detail. It's the long arms there, Hayley. It's that bird sat on the top of his very scruffy haystack hair. I mean, look at the guy next to him, look. That massive moustache. The little top hat.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not worry about the legs. Let's just put a top hat on. I mean, why not?
Exactly. Look at
so
much
much fun.
Fancy these, as you can see, they are all brand new today. So if you fancy getting hold of them, $13.99. Don't forget, with our Flextraverganza, if you're wanting to go for these, even if it's just one, you can spread the cost of those. But of course, it does give you the opportunity maybe to get several of them for that payment. And of course, just mention as well, your first payment will include your post and packing. So you will find that this will be slightly different to your other payments on these. Next set that we've got for you, we've got lots and lots to share with you in this hour. I do urge you to jump ahead. Now, if these particular ones were a little bit too quirky for you, then please do check out these next ones, because I think these are a nice kind of transition, maybe from something that you're used to working with into that quirky nature that we've just seen. And I love these. I mean, the florals there, those poppies, beautiful. Love the quirkiness of that daisy that we've got there as well.
You see, this is the other side to KatzelKraft.
Yes.
They do the first side which we've seen, but this is another side to them. And what they do is they do very sketchy, very florally, very pretty. I mean, that poppy, I would buy that set alone for that poppy.
Exactly.
I adore it.
You're actually getting 3 stamps within this one.
Yeah,
and I don't know if
you
you've got
are.
to see the little kind of silhouette of your daisies. It's almost like your wildflowers, isn't it, with those ones?
This is
like that one as well.
Great little filler stamp, that one.
So 3 stamp sets for £15 and 50p. You can see very much an arty look with this one because we have got these words coming up. I did notice them within the finished samples for the set that we were looking at a few moments ago. Lend themselves so well. And I love it because the poppies kind of soften that
Love
industrial look, don't they?
Yes,
Beautiful.
and I think it is really clever the way this has been done.
Oh,
but this
wow.
one is very gay. This one is gay pepper. She is just a very, very individual crafter. That as soon as I open the box when she sends me work, I always know it's hers.
Yes,
she's very clean and simple,
Signature
but
look.
it really suits KatzelKraft stamps.
Doesn't it? Now these are the stamps you're going to be receiving, and we are going to chat when we get to the demo area about how to work with these, how to get them prepared. But you can see you're getting 3 good size stamps here for your money. Oops, today's got the middle one upside down. Let's turn that one round. Flowers are always better when you've got the flowery end pointing up, haven't you? I learnt that. I'm not a gardener, but I know that much. 440 770 £15 and 50p. Very affordable and very, very popular. Now I touched on the kind of artistic words, I'm going to call these ones, as the neck set of stamps, and these are lovely, and they are gorgeous. Now they've got that kind of look with these. Now you'll notice on the screen there we've got the word bleeding leading these different sentiments, as you can see. But you know what, I'm thinking drippy chocolate when I'm looking at these. I'm thinking drippy icing. All those different inky looks with these as well.
Definitely, these are very, very arty. They're very, they're easy actually. Very, very easy to work with. These are you can do them in so many different styles as well. So here, lovely embossing over the top of them, making it mix into that grungy paper from the Crafter Clock sets. This is why these have been put in the show, because I think they work so very, very well. Very industrial as well, if you want them to.
Very street art as well, and I'm not going to claim that one as my own. That's come from the gallery.
That is actually brilliant. Very street art,
aren't they?
Yes.
Oh, now this one's interesting.
You could. Yes, it's lovely, isn't it? This is using all the ephemera and the junk journaling pieces from the Crafter Clock sets.
Lovely.
So have a little look if you are interested in those. But they're, like I said, you can make these fabulous little books using all the characters, using the wordage as well, which I think is fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant. And I love it because they do team up so well together.
They do.
Now with these, again, you are getting all of them for that price. This is the thing that I'm finding so phenomenal. You're getting so much for your money when you're shopping with us during this hour. And again, £16 and 50p. They're quirky, they're brilliant value for money. And again, they are going to come to you as that red rubber base. But again, don't worry, if this is a way that you've never stamped before, Jo will be taking us through the basics, so you'll have all the knowledge that you need to get the best results from these. So 887 827 if you fancy getting hold of this lovely set. Now, I only have to mention rice papers, and I know that the phone lines are going to light up because we love our rice papers, don't we? And these ones are exceptional, and you've got lots of choice as well. Nice, and the thing about this is you are getting automatically a set of 5, but you're getting different elements within that set of 5, which I think is really nice because it gives you the ability to explore these. Some of them have been repeated. I think it's the alphabet one that we're looking at in a few moments. That one has been repeated, which I'm kind of glad of because that's one of the ones that you would want more than one of. But here you can see that we're looking at rusty time, because of course you've got your clocks there, and in abundance. There's a lot of clock faces there, and then you have got your grunge as well. So you can see those are two different options with these. The grunge, you're looking at lots of kind of greys, lots of blues going on here, lots of kind of denim tones, kind of distressed looks, multi-layers within these, as I'm sure you'll be able to pick out from them. But absolutely amazing, and you are getting those wonderful letters in a variety of different sizes, and obviously multiples of those as well, not only within each of those pages, but also the fact that you're getting 2 of those means you've got lots and lots within there. The timepieces that we saw a few moments ago, again, very much kind of that grungy look, that warmer tone with these, but you are still seeing sepia alongside those bluey tones, so you could quite easily go for both sets of them and find that they do cross-pollinate very, very easily, and of course they're just working brilliantly with all the stamps that we've been covering during the hour as as well. So if you fancy either of those two sets, they are £9.99. 5 sheets within each one of those, and of course on the same item number you can go for them together, and again spreading the cost if you want to during our Flextraverganza. 065880. One more set of rice papers for me to share with you before we head down and see what Joe's up to, and again these are very much on that time theme, and again just the one option with regards to this one, but what a fabulous option to go for. I love this one. Grand Central Station, this reminds me of. Now, is that Grand Central in New York? Is it Grand Central in Birmingham? It could be. They are a little different, I'm not going to lie. But there's lots of Grand Centrals out there, I am sure. Like this one as well. I think this one lends itself perfectly to the stamps, that kind of sketchy look that you've got with this. Do like that. May urge you to maybe lay down a few of your own doodles with these. These are nice because you've kind of got showcase areas, so you could imagine fitting those stamps that we've been looking at within these areas and then using them. Don't forget, I mean, rice papers lend themselves to so many different styles of crafting. I mean, they're so mouldable, aren't they, if you've got something that's got dimension to it. And again here, and I love this one. Oh, look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Very moody. Like that. You can almost see the mist rising there, can't you? £9.99. Again, extraordinary value for money there coming to you for that price there. So 732310. Now, of course, lots more for us to share with you. Let me check out this bundle with you before we go back to see our lovely Joe. And this is loads. You are getting lots now. This is Craft O'Clock, Age of Technology. Got a paper collection here, mixing up 6x6s, 12x12s, A4s, and of course you've got elements featuring there as well. A lot for your money with this one, £22.97. And again, all on that kind of feel that we've got. Oh, I like those. Wow, they're good value for money. Not so keen on that one. But you can see 562123 if you fancy getting hold of those as well. And of course, Joe's going to be using a whole host of different products, which you will find on the website, but you might want to add these in alongside, because again, we are talking about Craft O'Clock again. Again, a bumper bundle, softer tones with this one. So if you don't like those kind of grungy tones as much, or the deeper darker, then these are brilliant. They've still got that grungy element, but with a pretty nature to them. So £22.49 if you fancy those. 718135. So Joe, we've been talking about these unmounted stamps.
Yes.
Can we have a little conversation about how people get on with these to start with?
Yeah, absolutely. So this particular one I've picked out because I haven't done anything with it. So it literally comes in the bag with the front, which is really lovely. Of course, it gives you the inspiration, all the pictures, also gives you your name and the reference and for you to keep if you are collecting them. Now what you will get, you'll get the stamp come like so. So what you'll get is the actual really deep set, very, very deep set stamp. Now the thing is with red rubber, basically what you can do everything with red rubber. Everything, every stamp technique. You can press it into ultra thick embossing enamel. You can use all your what do you call it, fibres with it, but everything. I'm not going to list everything because
any detail, do you? I mean, they're kind of like what I call heavyweight stamps.
Yeah, they are.
But they're not heavyweight with regards to you can don't lose the detail. You can still get that definition.
That's right. So red rubber and grey rubber basically ticks every box with regards to all the stamping techniques. So what you'll get is you'll get it cut as like this. Obviously, that it comes off the press. But what you will need to do is, you don't have to, but it is strongly recommended that you actually cut around as close, obviously being very careful not to actually damage the image, but as close as you can to the actual image itself. And this is something that you need to do obviously when you first get them, when you first, before you stamp and what have you. Now, there's a way of, couple of different ways that you can actually adhere them obviously onto your stamp block. Now I prefer personally to actually put them onto either a U-mount, easy mount, cushion, something, I know I forgot one to hand, Sorry,
while you're just looking at it, that's okay.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, because on this one, obviously the stamp plate you were working with is one of the flowers where you've just got a single flower on this one. This particular set here, I think this is proving to be one of the popular ones that we've got within the I think a quarter of the stock has gone of this one. This one's called Le Chateau. But with this one, you've got your multiple elements. So is it exactly the same? Just be careful as you go and give between each of these pieces.
Yeah, I just picked this one because it was just that little bit quicker for me to do. But
No problem.
What you would do is you would literally do that exactly the same. You can see here what this one is the actual. This is, in fact, I'll show you which image it is. It's this image here. So you can see how I have gone around. You don't have to do quite so much detail. I am very fussy about the way that I do my stamps. Now, what I would normally do is I prefer to put them onto the easy mount. And then that means that you literally get your block and it sticks on. Like that. It also gives a cushion to the stamping. All right, so
and I'm guessing that we've got some of that on the website.
Yes, you will. Now I do know that Leslie brings it from Chocolate Block. Okay, so it's worth having a look under the trade name, brand name
but
for that.
But if we haven't got that in our stash, can we still use the stamps?
Yes, you can, definitely. So you throw this away. I haven't yet found a use for it, Hayley. You know what I'm like, but so I do actually discard
if you've got, like,
it.
little tiny dies, like little tiny blossoms or something, whether you can make a silhouette stamp with
I don't know. It depends on how good your dies are, really. Well, you don't know. Now, so at the moment, I actually don't have any of the cushioning. That's why all of mine today have been sprayed, and but that's absolutely more than acceptable, because what you do is you take your stamp. You obviously, I pop it into a tray. I always put some clean paper on, because if I've been spraying previously, look, you can see I've got some spray on there. What I don't want to do is put that down onto any of the sticky, so then it goes onto my actual stamped image. I don't want that. It will come off, obviously, if you give it a good soapy water over, but you try and avoid it. Lay it down, give it an overall spray with a repositionable spray glue, okay, and then leave it for, I don't know, just a few minutes, and then just take it, literally like that, and then put it onto your blocks, and you can see there, look, perfectly fine. Now, the thing is with these stamps, they don't need the cushioning, because they are very, very deep sets. So they are excellent quality. I cannot tell you enough about the quality of them. So that's how we deal with them. Anyway, so did you want to...
Well, I was going to mention those flowers. We've actually just swapped the details back to the ones that Joe's working with now, but Joe was working with the little flowers a few moments ago. You're going to get all three of these, which is amazing value for money, for £15 and 50 pence. And I just wanted to show you, because sometimes when you see the stamps, you don't see them kind of the way that they're creating amazing results, as you can see here. And these are just a few of the examples that the design team have come up with using those exact stamps that we've got on the screen there. So £15 and 50 pence if you fancy getting a hold of those. 440770. But back to our quirky birds.
No problem. Just one more thing I want to mention, which actually might seem a little detail that we may sometimes miss, but I think it's very, very clever packaging and clever on KatzelKraft. The one side is matte, which is with your picture. The other side is on like a laminate. Okay, so what happens is when you have finished with your stamps,
reference points, clever, yes.
Very clever.
Yeah.
The other thing is it gives you lots of information about lots of inspiration, blog, design team, and everything else on there as well, which I think is always great when you've got new stamps. So we are going to have a little play with this little piece. I've entitled it "It's One of Those Days." I mean, it could be good, bad, or indifferent.
Yes.
I just think, he's sat on the tree. The birdhouse is on the tree. The bird is on the birdhouse, and that bird is sat on top of there, and it's like, really?
Can anything else happen?
Really? So, what I've started off with is one of my surfaces from That's Crafty. It's an MDF one. Obviously, you use grey board, mount board, whatever you want to do, whatever you've got in your stash. Just a piece of smooth white card. Now, before I do any stamping, I just want to lay some texture down very quickly.
Wonderful.
I'm using my sand paste because it's obviously amazing texture, and it gives me the result that I really want. I'm using, never can remember the names individually. There's so many of the stencils from That's Crafty, but it's 6007.
I love it. We'll be able to look
So
that one
there
up
you
on
go.
the internet. I found one of the finished samples that's kind of, I guess, could be the way that Jo is getting started with this one, because you've got the little texture going on in the background there. Again, another MDF that's tag that's being used here, but you can see that kind of quirkiness of the texture does work so well alongside working with these. And don't forget stencils you can use in so many different scenarios. I mean, we've got fabric that they've been using, they're building up backgrounds with these, working with the stamps in so many different scenarios, and that is the key thing. So yeah, stencils, a very useful way for you to lay down the background, as Jo's going to be sharing with us. But of course, do check out on the website for all the stamps that she's working alongside, as you can see here. So once you've laid down your base, I'm guessing you need to leave that to dry.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave that just for a few secs while I do my stamping and show you what I'm going to do with those.
Wonderful.
And then we're going to put lay some colour on that in a second. Now, so we've talked about how we actually get the stamps, how they get, you know, how we want them to be. Do spend a few minutes doing that, I have to say, because it's worth it. Now, I would like to thank Mr. Lockwood. He perhaps won't be up at this time of the morning, but I'm still going to thank him for my lovely new magnet.
These are clever, aren't they?
Yeah, well, he felt sorry for me the other day because I only had 2 halves. Oh. And it was getting a little bit bleak. It was getting very bleak, and he just went, I think you need these. So thank you very much, Mr. Lockwood. I do appreciate it. Now, obviously, depending on what you're going to do with your stamps, depends on what ink you use. And I know Paula did the most amazing,
incredible.
wasn't it fantastic? And it's about time.
Yes.
Because we all like to know, don't we? Now, a couple of different things. I'm stamping onto white smooth card here. I'm using my VersaFine. I do like to use VersaFine Claire, I have to say, but at the moment I have run out. Well, it's a little bit, that's a bit bleak as well. So, Mr. Lockwood, if you want to send me one of those, that'd be great.
That's a shout
He
out.
doesn't actually do those, but, you know.
Well, he's obviously in a generous...
He's obviously in a generous mood, isn't he? But no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Now, so just stamping that. I mean, I'm stamping it onto here, but purely because it was just easier because I've got all my blocks with all my other stamps on. But you can see look. I mean, you really seriously can't go wrong with these stamps because they are the quality. Look at the detail. The detail is just incredible. And you can tell how excited I get with it.
Almost an illustration from a quirky poem or a quirky story or something like that.
Just that on its own, with a sentiment, would make me smile any day if somebody sent me that. Now, I have got one already cut out, okay, so you don't want to watch me doing that. And the other thing that I wanted to show you was, now then, what we're going to do, I'm going to use the tree. So let me just pop that back in there.
Just going back to that stamping, that was stamping without the actual U-mount on there, just using your stamp
platform.
Yeah,
it actually, personally, it wouldn't bother me if I didn't put U-mount on, but I like to have it so that it just goes straight onto my block. Only because obviously it makes your block sticky with the glue.
Yes.
And that's the only reason I would use it. It's not because the quality of the stamps needs it. Now some do. Some stamps, there's not many, there's none I buy because I'm a bit fussy about my stamps. It's age. When I first started I would buy anything, but now no. Now, what I'm going to do here is, and this is where some of the Craft O'Clock papers come in an absolute treat. Now, this is the tree. It's from the same set. Now, I've got this piece of the Craft O'Clock paper, and if you just stamp this, now, I'm not using the stamp press, so you can see how good these stamps are, just using the block.
Now, do you know which of the sets the paper came from, Jo?
Yes, it's Summer Haze.
Summer Haze.
Summer Haze, this particular one, but the age of technology is equally as great for doing this sort of stamping onto as well.
Well, this is the one that's kind of very similar tones, which is why I thought it was probably from that set.
Yeah, it's actually the Summer Haze. So there we go, look at that.
Nice.
Isn't it fabulous?
Yeah.
You see, already, straight away, I've got all that colour going on. I've got some lovely depth and texture because it's in the paper. So that's great. So, again, I have got one cut out. So we've got some bits cut out. Actually, Mr. Channon did these for me when we first came in. So thank you very much, Mr. Channon. There we go.
I know him as Mark.
Yeah, you know him as Mark.
Much less formal.
That's right, much less formal. Right, so what we've got now, so we'll bring it back in our tag just for a minute. It's got a little bit of a dry on, but I'll have to just give it a blast in a second.
Would you want me to show some finished samples while it dries a bit more? Are you going to be okay?
If I just give this a bit of a spray beforehand, and then we will do that, then that will be fabulous. Thank you.
You want to have a good base
now,
to start
I want
with.
some bright colours. I think at the moment we all need bright colours in our life.
Oh, yes.
Yes, for lots of different reasons. Now, this one is the luster, so this gives me that really gorgeous colour, and I like to mix it a little bit. That was useful. That's it, going on there. Now I will do a little bit of drying now if you want to do a little.
And of course, Joe's been working with some of the brand new stamps that we're bringing to you this morning, and they're proving to be incredibly popular. Lots of them have been going to brand new homes, and perhaps including yourself. But if you've not seen them, let's show you those up close, because with these you've got loads and loads of detail. I think that's the thing that you will have seen when we saw this particular stamp being stamped out a few moments ago. The quirkiness of the characters, that kind of unique look with regards to these, I think really does add that appeal to them. And I was just saying, I was likening it to things like the poems of Edward Lear, things like Alice in Wonderland, going right the way back, that quirkiness, that little bit of eccentricity that many of us do love. And I love these because you've got the opportunity to stamp these out and then kind of add your own personalisation with regards to your own little quotes. Could be stamps that you've got, could be words that you're adding, could be that you're using your letters and your alphabets to build up your own little sentiment to work alongside them. Maybe you can relate to these with regards to some of the little characters as well, because this is the key thing. You might be looking at this and thinking, yeah, this relates to somebody that I know. It could be a limited edition, as you can see there, with this one. I know Joe was referencing this one might be suitable for her son. This one's a nice one because it's using some of those rice papers that we've got on the show there as well. And this is where you can use the rice papers to really make a sentiment to fit the characters. On this occasion, you have got the pencils having a jolly good conversation, as you can see. The characters that Joe's working with, again, they're featuring within this one. But of course, don't just keep those designs to be outside of your cards. Use them inside, and I love that. Have a crazy day. That lends itself really well. The little character from that one has been used in this lovely little kind of, it's almost like one of those little shrines that you can get, that you'll find on the website. Oh, I just dropped a finished stamp perfectly through a gap. It's almost like a postbox gap between the discs. I'll get that in a second. But you can see here, using them in so many different ways. Loads and loads of different quirkiness that you can add. Just when you just need something to bring it in and break up a project that you're working on. And of course, I love the fact that using them with different colours, you are going to get some amazing results time and time again. £13.99 for each one of those stamp plates. And of course, they're all on the same item number. And as I've mentioned with our Flextraverganza, you could go for one or several of these and spread the cost as well. Now, with regards to the bandits, which I think, which one was the bandits now? I've forgotten. Was it this one? Yeah, there you go. The bandits with the bandage. There you go, that's a reference for you. Quarter of the stock has gone of that particular one, as you can see, if you like, in the look of this. I do like this character at the top there. And then more Don. This particular one, with the pencils. This one as well, rapidly approaching 40% of the stock. You're liking that one as well. So yeah, do check them all out. And now, Joe, I can hear that the heat gun has stopped.
Oh yes, it has. So what we're going to do is we're going to just add a little bit of colour to our peep. I seem to have got a beard missing, but I think he's flown off, but I'm not going to worry about it because I can always add him in later.
A beard or a bird?
A bird.
A bird.
No, I'm all right this morning. I got up early to make sure that everything was okay.
Lovely and smooth.
Smooth as a baby's, what you call it. Right, so even though I've got some colour on this tree, we can also add a little bit more. Now, I do like to use, alongside other colouring mediums, I do like to use my sprays, as you know, because I use them a lot. They're very, my That's Crafty ones, have obviously the colours, we've got such a massive range. So I do like them. I think it's a really affordable way of actually colouring as well.
This particular one, I'm thinking Halloween with these
I know,
as well.
I know. There's quite a few actually that would fit in with the whole Halloween theme. I'm going to just emphasise those eyes a little bit, just with a grey pen, and just a little bit here and there. Just add in a little bit of interest. So we've got that. Now we're going to bring in the actual birdhouse. Now I don't want this part of the birdhouse, and I know it's a bit harsh to cut it off, but
I don't know, because it kind of shows. Don't look at it necessarily as one piece.
Yeah, without question. It's like the tree. If I just wanted that part of the tree, then that would be fine. And in fact, if you didn't want it, if you took that part out, it really does look just like a tree, you know, without it being sort of more of a Halloween, really. Now this is the aqua. It's a really nice colour to actually use to bring out some fun into your project. With the sprays, just lay one layer down first, and then add on to make it a little bit more deeper in the colour. So once that's actually down, you can then add a little bit more, look, to give that a bit more depth if you want to. But of course, you all have your own colour, mediums of colour, you know, how you like to do different things. So please, you know, do whatever you like to do. This is, of course, this is the tongue coming out of the birdhouse. Of course it is. And the hand. I just would love to get into the mind of this, of the designers, because I just think they're great.
With the design of the stamps, I mean, is it one person that artwork features within these, or is it kind of collaboration of several? Do you know?
It's a very good question. And I think it's just one particular, I think it's the lady that owns it, but I actually will find that out, because I think it's important.
Have you got another show with us
yes,
these later on?
10 o'clock.
Oh, there we go, so we might be able to find out with that.
Yes.
That's when Scott's going to get involved with these.
Scott's going to get involved, so we'll show him the artwork that we think perhaps would be.
Don't tell him that I referenced one of these thinking it did look a bit like Scott.
No.
As you can see there, sometimes he does come in and his eyes aren't dissimilar to that, I must admit.
Oh, you see?
It's a spitting image.
It is a spitting image, isn't it? It's like a doppelganger, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
He's better looking.
Scott's coming up after this.
I think you've got the edge, Scott.
You've got more personality for certain.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so just, I think this is very similar to a toucan, this particular bird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what, it doesn't matter really. Now, when you stamp, if you don't stamp and emboss with, say, a clear or a black embossing powder, sometimes you can lose the actual design in the detail, sorry.
Yes.
So if you just go in with a little black pen and just add a little bit more depth, it just makes it pop. But I have actually put in, covered my original ones with the with some
those birds. They're proving to be very popular. Those particular ones.
I just think that they've got, it's the characters, isn't it? Really.
Rapidly approaching half the stock has gone of the set featuring the birds that Joe's just been working with. And just to show you the other characters that are featuring within here, of course, you saw the house that she was working with a few moments ago. In fact, a lot of the elements from this particular stamp plate have been part of this demonstration, and you can get hold of them all for just £13.99. So there you go. Details on your screen. Check out some of the other designs as well while you're there.
Yeah. So what I'm going to use now, and I love this set, and I know that I'm going to use this an awful lot, and I certainly used it on my project that I'm going to do this afternoon as well. Now this stamp here, it's off the ephemera set, the ephemera chateau, whether it's Chateau Ephemera, yeah, it's that one. And basically I'm going to use it just in my hand, okay, because I want to just add a little bit, and this does not need to be exact. If you miss a little bit, you don't need to worry. Okay, this is something that you're just filling in. It's going to give another little bit of a.
This is a useful set to have.
It's a super.
Yeah.
I just adore this set. There's so much going on with it, and I think it's excellent value
and also,
for money.
Without the U-mate, you've almost got more flexibility with this stamp, haven't you? So
Yeah.
you kind of lay it down where you want it to go.
You have, because because I've got this, obviously the stenciling with the paste. If I couldn't use a block there, you see, because it wouldn't actually go on. So that's why I chose to do it like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm only going to lay these on. I'm not going to stick them on because you can see the finished sample and you can see what I did with them. But basically, that's the reason why I chopped the bottom off the birdhouse. And then, of course, there is another bird fluttering around somewhere or other. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop that bird on top of there. And then what I do have is, this is a set. We don't have it on the show. Have a little look on the website. I don't know if it's there. But this is a set that's been on many times before. Relax, it's called. I love the word relax. And it's got lots and lots of sentiments on. And this is one of them, which is It's One of Those Days.
I love it.
So
don't forget as well, if
go.
you've not got stamps with sentiments, we have got those wonderful rice papers that, of course, you could be using to add your own personalisation, and that is the key thing. But as Jo mentioned, if you're wanting to shop by brand, the website is the place to go, because what you will find there is all of the fabulous supplies that we've got. Go to the letter K and you can see there KatzelKraft. If you go there, then you'll be able to find all the different things that we have available. 5-star reviews, check out some of those reviews if you want. And of course, any of those items can be added into your basket alongside any of those items you're choosing during this hour. And those ones are available for you to order at any time. You don't have to wait for a show to come along. So if you do see something there that you like the look of, that you missed out on previously, then now might be the perfect time for you to get hold of them. Now we've got about 13 minutes left, so we're going to go back to Jo in just a few moments, but let me very quickly show you these stamps that we've been featuring in this, and they're proving to be very popular. I think it's because they've got that quirky nature, something a little bit different about them, and I like that. I love quirkiness. I love things that are different, and that's the thing, because they have their own little personalities, don't they? And you can give these characters personality. So you've got your pencils, as you can see there. You've got certain elements that look like characters that you might want to use for things like Halloween. Quirky with regards to personality. Maybe you're likening these to people, like we did with Scott, as you can see there. As I keep going back to that, bless them. It's going to get a bit of a complex. But of course, all these different characters featuring within the finished samples that we've been looking at throughout the hour. And of course, Jo's been using them in her demonstrations. And the pencils, I mean, they lend themselves so well, don't they? And I love that. Broken crayons, still colour. So that might be a case of somebody who perhaps is going through a bit of a tough time at the moment, and perhaps they are feeling a little bit broken. It's kind of to say to them that don't worry, you still are going to be able to carry on, and you are going to be able to create that lovely colouring. So I think that's very kind of key to the time. Again, using the characters alongside other things that we've got. We've got the fabulous rice papers that you can see in the background here, the wonderful kind of drippy art that we've got. We've got sets of stamps, a set of 4 of these wonderful word stamps with that drippy nature to them. Maybe you've got some of your kind of little elements there that you may have in your stash, and of course teaming them up with the characters, perfect. Wonderful to use perhaps around Halloween time if you're wanting to as well. We've got a few of these kind of little shrines here, which I think would make fabulous little kind of decorations if you are decorating your home for Halloween. And of course the character, I love this one here. It's like, yes, can I help you? You could imagine him as you open your front door, couldn't you? Good impression, that, don't you? Yeah. Available for birthdays, bar mitzvahs, all those occasions. Details are on your screen there. If you're wanting those stamps, then do pop them into your basket. And of course, with our Flextraverganza, you can spread the cost as well. Check out on the website if you're wanting them. These are very, very popular, as are the next bundle. And Jo did explain about the red rubber stamps earlier on when she was talking about them. She was illustrating it, obviously what she was talking about, using these stamps here. Now, this is a set of 3 stamps for £15 and 50p. They're beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. They're nice because you can use them in lots of different ways. The poppies, I think, are absolutely beautiful. as are that lovely little silhouette stamp there. I mean, it's a small stamp, but doesn't it say a lot, that stamp? Wouldn't that be beautiful if you were just doing a little note, just thinking of you, maybe a sympathy card, something like that, something quite peaceful, quite restful about that one. Nice one to use maybe if you've got words of encouragement as well, or kind of pensive thoughts maybe. This is a nice one. You've got replications of the one stamp here, and I love these. Kind of reminds me of little road cones, these at the bottom there, but you could actually just partially stamp those, cut them out, and maybe put them as quirky hats on the little characters we just looked at a few moments ago. This one again here, very artistic look, using the drippy art stamps alongside the flowers there, and again teaming them up with some of the papers that we have got available for you. So really are a nice bundle, and at £15.50, I'm sure you'll agree, incredibly affordable. 440770 if you fancy getting hold of those ones. But the drippy art words, and I like these, the title that we've got for them kind of does say what they are, but I just like the drippy nature of these ones. So you can see you've got the words love, joy and art, and you've got that drippiness going throughout each one of these. Now they are separate stamp plates. Again, they are going to be the red rubber. So again, do take inspiration from Jo at the top of the hour to get these prepared and ready for you to use, but then have so much fun with them. So you can see that drippy nature, good size stamps with these as well, whether it's home decor, whether it is that you're using them in things like your art journals maybe, it could be using them in your memory books, it could be using them in a very kind of industrial look, but you still want that sentiment of love to come across. Well, I think these will capture them absolutely perfectly. And of course, I'm just going to bring in one of those samples that we looked at a few moments ago to show that you can soften the edges if you're wanting to, perhaps incorporating a few little flowers. £16.50, again, very affordable for 3 beautiful stamps, and the details are there on your screen. If you wanted them, 887827. And again, any of these items that we've been sharing with you, and again, the items that we're going to share, you can pop into your basket with our Flextraverganza. It's an opportunity for you to get hold of all of those goodies without having to wait, but spreading the cost. You might want to add these in. They're only £9.99. You're getting 5 sheets in each one of these sets, and you just got to decide which of the sets that you go for. That's the tricky bit, because they are both beautiful. I'm sure you'll agree with this. You've got your kind of time element featuring with this first set. So you've got different sheets giving you different kind of textures and backgrounds. I like this one because you've kind of got that bluey tone coming in. I mean, that could be using it that way around. It's entirely up to you. Using segments of them, using them in their entirety. They are your pieces, and they're perfect basis for you to stamp on and kind of make the rice papers your own. So if you fancy this particular set here, very industrial, kind of sepia tone, rusty feel with those ones. And that particular one was called, oh, I forgot what it was called, that particular one. The time, was it time? Rusty time. Rusty time. I knew the word rust came in then. Oh, not quick enough. Not quick enough. Next one. Let's have a look at the next one while we retrieve this one. Ben, I'm working you hard this morning. I do apologise. This one, very much bluey, denim-y tones, greys coming through with these as well. But again, multi-layers, as you will see with these. Now, with this one, you have got a repeat of the alphabet. And, of course, we saw some finished samples with those alphabets featuring on there. So nice that we have got 2 of those within this set for just £9.99 there. Now, another set of rice papers to share with you. Stay. And these ones are beautiful because, again, you've got the time element featuring with these ones as well. But some quite significant, quite substantial pieces with these ones, as I'm sure you'll see. You've got, obviously, your Grand Central station featuring with the clock there. Love the quirkiness of this one. And, again, you could be using that as an inspiration to have a go at doodling yourself. These ones, you've got those kind of almost spotlight areas where you can concentrate on a particular stamp or sentiment, maybe. Again, getting some of the alphabets from the last set and putting them on there, I think would look good. Again, maybe you've got a nice verse that you're wanting to use. Maybe you wanted to apply that to a vase or something. Well, you can do that with things like rice papers. And then again, you kind of got that the chill look with regard to this one. Oh, we've got the clock upside down, I think. There we go. That's the right way around, isn't it? Yeah, that looks better. £9.99 again for those, 5 sheets, and again, a different item number for them, but they could go in your Flextraverganza basket if you fancy popping those in there as well. Now, Faded Memories is a nice collection to share with you here, and this one is lovely. It's a Craft a Clock collection, and you've got a mixture of 6x6s, 12x12. You've also got your junk journal extras in there, as well as some die-cut elements. So there's lots within there for you to be crafting with for just £24.49. Really nice bundle, those. Like the colour tones of those. So yeah, if you fancy those ones, pop those ones into your basket. And yeah, do check out, we've got other paper collections available for you, and of course all the goodies can go in your basket together if you're wanting to. Now Jo, back over to you. What are we working with this time round?
So I'm going to be working with the Mordants, which is the set with the broken pencils.
Lovely.
Well, they're not broken pencils, but I'm calling them
chatty
pencils. And the cat, which has got the most amazing character you could ever wish for. And then I love this, the dogs that have tied themselves together in mischievous nature.
You
it
can't
really,
see where
really
one
is.
ends and one begins.
No, not at all, but it's just great, isn't it? I love it. It's really funny. So the thing is with KatzelKraft, they're very, if you wanted to use them on their own, they're quite individual pieces as well as mixing them, matching them as well. And so a lot of the interest in a lot of the designs that you see have got some really interesting backgrounds. So I thought, I've got my little jelly plate out, and I say little because it's only tiny, and I'm just going to do ever so quick, because everybody knows I'm quite late to the jelly plate party. I am.
Just give me time, Cheche. You've got about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'll just show you, because what I want to do is I want to just give you an idea of what we can do. Just have a little bit of a mix of those up, look. So then that to me looks like, obviously it's paints, going down the, obviously, crayons, colour, and all that sort of thing. That's where this idea came from. So just very, very quickly, I'm using my multi-surface paints. There we go. So we've got a fantastic little print going on there, which instantly creates a fantastic background, doesn't it? It does. So I'm just going to leave that to dry, and then we'll just add a little bit of stenciling. Bringing in the stamps. So the stamps are, well, they're just great, aren't they? So I have already got them stamped up and cut out, but I do want to show you. I didn't emboss them on the first one, but I'm going to just show you them embossed as well. So just popping that down, little piece of card here. Could it be any smaller? I'm trying to use up all my scraps. It won't last, Hayley. It won't last.
It's a good exercise to do, isn't it?
I know it is, but you know, honestly, I do it for a while and then I get really good and use loads up, and then I think, oh, really? There we go. So look at that.
Oh,
look at
wow.
that. It is incredible, isn't it? The detail in it is just superb. You could make them happy or chatty or angry if you really needed to. I mean, we don't want it to be angry. But there we go, just knocking that off. This is just my my clear wow. As you know, I use that a lot for these sort of projects. And then just giving that an emboss, so you very, very quickly can see that the detail really pops. This will enable you then, of course, to use any colouring medium at all. So it doesn't matter about whether you want to use alcohol pens, whether you want to use paints, watercolour pens, pencils, whatever. It doesn't matter. It eliminates...
Sketch those.
Yeah, aren't they great? Aren't they really? Oh, look, they look fantastic on camera, don't they? Really do. The detail is super. You see, you could put a little a bubble caption coming out of there, can't you? They're just, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tittering to myself because I just find them really, really amusing. Right, so I'm just going to show you, just using the paints. What will happen is, of course, because you have used I'm going to go over the lines because it doesn't matter because I'm going to cut them out. But I'm just showing you this because what you will see is, of course, it will resist over the areas that you don't want it to.
That's it, because they're protected.
Where you've actually embossed, okay? So whatever medium that you use, by embossing does eliminate that. Now, I didn't actually emboss these. I should have done and I didn't, but I've just shown you how to, so that's fine. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of colour. I've gone over it with that one, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of colour with this one.
Wonderful. Now, Jo, you're back with us
Yep.
at 10 o'clock with
10
these little
o'clock.
characters.
I certainly am. And I'm going to be doing, there's a little canvas there right in front of your hand there.
Oh, is this on the flowers?
Yes, this is the poppies.
Oh,
and,
nice. That's pretty, isn't it?
And also the ephemera, the papers. We've
a
got
really
a
nice
little
one
bit
to
of a
look at.
mix and a match, and the art, the drippy art. So
Wonderful.
that's really lovely.
So that's coming up at 10 o'clock. We are running out of time for
Oh,
this
we are,
one.
aren't we?
Literally down
Yeah.
to the last minute and a half, Jo. So I don't
No
know.
problem.
Can
Can
I
I
just
just...
going to manage to finish this completely?
No, but what I will do is, you can see there, pretty much coloured there, just got the things. I'll just show you the drippy bit. Should I just show you the drippy bit?
All depends how speedy you can be.
Oh, I can be speedy.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to show you the drippy bit. Basically, what I've done is I've used my acrylic wax. You'll find it on the website. Okay. I'll just take a little bit of paint. In fact, I just did this by playing. Mix it in, so then you've got a coloured wax. And then all you do is just take your paintbrush.
And there you go. It goes drippy.
It goes drippy.
And I've got a finished sample, I think, that's
Yes.
replicating that here.
No,
Is that
that's
the right
exactly
one?
it.
There you
Yes,
go.
yes, yeah.
So obviously we haven't got
Bits
time
and
to
bobs,
finish
yeah.
that technique, but
No
it does show
problem
you
at all.
there.
But you can see, mix in your little bit of your acrylic wax. Don't get your colour in your main pot, obviously. Take, decant it, put a little bit of your multi-surface paint in different colours, and then literally drip it from the top with your paintbrush.
Love
It's
that.
just a little something that you can add with the crayons.
Isn't it just? Love it. And of course the little characters are being the crayons that Jo was working with. Again, Jo, thank you. Inspirational as
pleasure.
always.
Thank you.
So yeah, make sure you come back and join Jo and Scott at 10 o'clock.
Oh.
If you're not sure, Scott, he's coming up in the next hour, just desperately trying to find his mugshot.
Yeah, here we
he
go,
looks a bit
look.
like this. You'll recognise him when he comes along in a few moments. But do stay tuned. We have got the one day special hour coming up with Catherine as well. Stay tuned. See you in a moment. And it's the Zurich one day special. Boy, has it been busy. You need to stay tuned for that one. I'm going to be spending a lovely hour with Barbara and Joseph Fair Designs. And of course, we're back with Jo and Scott at 10 o'clock. See you later.
Hi, I'm Ali from Ali Stitch Your Fingers. I've been sewing most of my life. I absolutely love sewing. I've been with the Hochanda now from the very beginning, really. That's when I started to go there. The Hochanda family are lovely people to work with.